Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your MTN Statewide News this Thursday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, businesses are reopening and some employees are returning to work, but others are now being laid off and many are finding it hard to collect unemployment benefits. Michael George reports.
It has been a nightmare.
That's how Mike Hardy describes trying to get unemployment benefits in California. He applied in March and just received approval a couple of weeks ago.
It was like angels in my ears. It was a sigh of relief.
His struggle is not uncommon, with states across the country overwhelmed with an unprecedented number of claims. Last week, 2.1 million Americans filed for unemployment. Right now, some 21 million people are collecting benefits.
I applied on March 16th, like right after we closed.
Sarah May lost her job in March when the Michigan bar she worked at was forced to shut down. She made $4 an hour plus tips. But when she applied for unemployment,
it was immediately kicked back that it was denied.
In most of the country, tipped employees earn less than minimum wage. In 35 states, it's under $5 an hour. Michigan requires workers to make $3,744 a quarter to receive benefits.
I made $171.25, too little in that quarter.
After Congress passed a coronavirus relief package, May was able to reapply, but it was a complicated process that took weeks of phone calls. She finally started collecting benefits earlier this month.
Anyone less stubborn than me probably, I've actually helped people walk through their unemployment with them.
May says she'll continue helping to make sure others like her get benefits. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And the latest unemployment number for Montana is at 10.5%. Well, we now turn to weather and meteorologist Ed McIntosh. And Ed, it's a little bit cooler here in south central Montana. What does the rest of the state feel like today?
You know, temperatures are running really close to seasonal averages by the time we get through the afternoon. A little warmer in western Montana, but we do have some additional snowpack, especially in areas from Missoula to the north, which has actually been helping out quite a bit with a drought situation that has eased a bit around the Kalispell, Flathead, Lake Valley areas. As we start looking into southwest Montana, we do have some areas with some moderate drought, but that's really the only problem area. Through the rest of the western portion of the country, we do have some extreme drought through northern California, southern Oregon, and also into Colorado. We'll take a look at how everything's going to shape up for our weekend in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ed. Well, state health officials announced 4 more confirmed cases of COVID-19 today. One of those, a Yellowstone County woman in her 20s. The other 3 we told you about last night from Bighorn County. Those 3 cases, a man and a woman in their 20s and a boy under the age of 10. Now, the 4 confirmed tests bring the state's total active cases to 23 today. 9 of those in Bighorn County and 8 on the western side of the state in Ravalli County. In Wyoming, another man at a senior living facility has died. So far, 12 residents and 9 staff members of the Worland Health Care and Rehabilitation Center have tested positive. The facility now accounts for a large percentage of the state's active cases. Only 28 people currently have the virus in Wyoming. The latest death brings the statewide total to 14. Well, despite an announcement to allow gatherings to grow to 250 on June 1st, Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon also announced some very difficult news yesterday. All 6 of the Cowboy State's largest rodeos are canceled. The governor and rodeo representatives say the decision factored in economics, health concerns, and logistics. The cancellations include Cheyenne Frontier Days, the Cody Stampede, along with rodeos in Sheridan, Thermopolis, Casper, and Laramie. Well, here in Montana this afternoon, Governor Steve Bullock has scheduled a press conference at 3 o'clock today. Now, he's expected to dive into Montana's Phase 2 opening that starts on June 1st. MTN stations across the state will bring you that press conference live. Again, that's today at 3 o'clock on MTN. Well, the governor's request to focus testing on Montana reservations is unfolding all across the state. Today marks the 2nd day of mass drive-through testing in Bighorn County. Yesterday, hundreds of residents showed up to be tested on Crow Reservation. The goal is to test as many Bighorn County people as possible to determine the community spread. The 3 newly confirmed cases late yesterday were from surveillance testing last week. Now, the man, woman, and boy under the age of 10 were not showing any symptoms symptoms and are now in quarantine at home. Again, that second round of testing is currently underway in Hardin. The drive-up event is at Hardin High School and will run until 6 o'clock tonight. In Great Falls, Little Shell tribal members will have more COVID testing options come Friday. A drive-through clinic for all members will take place May 29th and 30th at the Little Shell Chippewa Tribe Cultural Center. The governor's office will provide the test kits and county health officials will administer supplies. The hope is to draw as many tribal members as possible.
Around the Great Falls area, we've got a lot of members, so hopefully they'll, if they want to make sure they don't have any issues with it or whatever, they can show up, and hopefully they will and get tested, and then we can move on, like I said.
The drive-through COVID-19 testing takes place Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Ahead on your noon news, a look inside the life of a Montana 4-H'er who's hoping to show her goats and pigs at the fair this year. The time now is 12:06, but first, meteorologist Ed McIntosh is in next with your statewide forecast.